Hey guys, NCAP24 from SmartMadden.com coming back with a number 6 video of our man-beating press video series out of the Saints Playbook. Today we're going to be looking at just the pistol bunch tight end. We're going to do the video on this whole formation here, but I want you to make sure that we see the package that we're using is the wide receiver slot. It puts your number 1 receiver in the middle section of the 3 bunch wide receivers on the left-hand side, where normally he is on the outside. We're just flip-flopping him with the number 2 receiver, so he's in the middle and the number 2 receivers on the outside. So the first play in this video we're going to go ahead and look at is a play called Saints Flood. This is a real fun play for me because it's got 2 different man beaters on either side of the field, so you can have the ability to attack either side, and they're put in a way that we can go ahead and make progressions on each one. So let me go ahead and show you how it's drawn up. Now the first thing you're going to look at is that A receiver is a nice man beater on that nice sharp cut to the outside with the corner route. The second route we're going to look at is this B receiver, which is a nice little, rigid out, which also beats man. What I like to do is put the B though on a smart route to give him a little bit deeper of a route, because that way we can look at the A and he could be our first read. If it's not open, we can hit the B because it takes a little bit longer to throw. Now, in order to get that B open, we want to move this guy out a little bit so that way they don't run into each other with the bunch compression set. Then we're going to go ahead and block our running back. So that's the way we work it. Now let's go ahead and press this up. Now I want you to make sure that you know that the A receiver is going against the number 1 DB on the right hand side. A lot of the times he's still going to beat him on this nice hard cut corner, but sometimes depending on how he does his break in the number 1 corner, we'll make it a little bit more of a break on it to where you're going to see that the separation isn't there. That's why we want the B receiver to be able to be a second progression that takes longer to throw it to him. So first reads A, second reads B. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now. So let's look at the A here. See how he makes that cut? We're going to be able to get that outside throw. As long as that guy usually doesn't go on a tail route, you're going to be okay with that. So let's move this guy over again, put the B on a smart route, and block your running back. So again, we're watching that 1 DB on the right hand side. Most of the time, as long as he doesn't play from behind on the receiver, you're going to have that out route. Say right here, see, got him again. And you can see, even though it's a tight end going against the number 1 DB, you're going to have that advantage just because of the cut. Now let's go ahead and simulate that the guy is not open, and we're going to go look at the B receiver this time and show you that I'm going to look at the A first, and then I'm going to go to the B, right? So I'm going to look at the A. Is A open? Say he's not. Then we're going to be able to throw it to the B receiver on this outside throw, because of the fact that you have that ability, because it takes a little bit longer of a play. So let's run it one more time for you. Put the B on that, block the running back, and there you go. Let's go ahead and we press it up so you got it all there. We're going to pretend like the A does not get open, see there, and then we're going to be able to throw it right there on the sidelines for the easy throw and catch. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called PA curl. So I'm going to be able to use that tight end on the right hand side in that unique out rigid route that we talk about all the time to be able to beat man coverage. However, what you want to do is also have a secondary route, and right now we don't have a secondary route with these routes. So what I do is put the B on a zig, and that's going to be able to give us just a dump off outlet, and because of the timing of it, we're going to be able to see, is the A open? If he's not, we're going to be able to throw it to the B. So let me go ahead and press this up. Now the B is only going to be about a 3 to 5 yard game tops, but it is something that in case a user jumps that A, you do have somebody to toss it to. So let's go ahead and watch the A first and watch the B as the secondary route now. So let's go ahead and first look at that A route, see how he does the outside cut. You're going to be able to throw it to him. He's going to be able to beat that number 1 receiver, DB, quite often, majority of the time, even though that that's a mismatch force. You're definitely going to see that he's going to be able to get off of it because of that rigid route we always talk about, and you're going to be able to get that separation that you're going to be able to need. But in case somebody goes ahead and jumps that, we want to make sure that they have that back route. And again, that's just to this zig route. And what I like to do is basically cut it off, see that he's there, and again, it's only going to be about a 3 to 5 yard gain, but it is something that he's got to fight through traffic and be able to cover that player. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called Flood, and we're going to show you 2 different options to beat man press on this play as we go ahead and do our setup. So let's go ahead and look at it here. What we're going to do is first put the Y route on a smart route. That's going to take that rigid route and give him a nice good 15 yard route here up the field for an easy man beating press play. The second thing we're going to do is take this B receiver and we're going to motion him out and put him on a fade to the right hand side while blocking a running back. Now I'm going to go ahead and press these guys. I want to make sure you see something on the defensive side. To see when we move that guy over against a lot of different defenses, the middle linebacker for some reason goes ahead and covers him. And the reason why is that initially, remember how we were walking that number 1 DB was against that that tight end? He stays on that man. The outside player stays on the running back while this guy is red for the B receiver. So we can always hit a nice little quick hitter over here, and I'll show you different plays later that we can use this to our advantage, but it does something that happens a lot against bunch, and I want to make sure that you knew that. But for this play, I'm not going to see that he's wide open and do it. I'm just going to go ahead and show you what the real play is in case that's not set up. Okay, so here it is. So we're going to go ahead and show you this is our setup. The first guy we're going to look at is the Y receiver. The second guy we're going to show is the A receiver, as both are man beaters. So let's go ahead and take a look at it now. So we're going to go ahead and look at this Y receiver first, see how he does his out pattern, and you're going to be able to get off of that play pretty easily. That time I had a little bit guy in my face, so I threw it a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but you're going to see here that that Y is going to be consistently open. He usually doesn't ever run that 15-yard route because of the fact that the bump kind of gets him to about the 8 to 10-yard gain, but definitely it's going to be very consistent. You're going to see that he's going to get off the bump, and you're going to be able to get that quick throw to him and the nice run after the catch if you time it right. Let's go ahead and look at the secondary option here, which is basically throwing it to the A receiver, and you're going to see that on the double move he's going to be able to lose that number 1 DB. But this time let's go ahead and look at it and see how he's going to be able to get the inside position and have that ability to just throw it to him as soon as he makes that second move for the easy catch. The next play we're going to be looking at is the fake screen play, and this is one of the main reasons that I go ahead and I put the package the way I do, where it's the wide receiver slot, where you have the number 1 receiver running this red route. So let me go ahead and show you how we're going to set this up. We're going to put the X on a drag, and we're going to put the B on a streak. Alright, and let's get this all pressed up. What we're going to see here is we're really just going ahead and doing 2 options. The options are, we want to hit this wheel route as soon as he makes that nice hard cut up. It's a good 80-90% of the time that this wheel, if you have a good number 1 receiver against even a good DB, that guy's going to win that matchup. The second one is we're going to go ahead and look at hitting this A route as soon as we lose everybody. We're going to put this running back on a block just in case as well for extra protection. But what we're going to do is say that the wheel route does not get open and you see that you're not going to be able to throw it to him. You want to buy about a couple of extra seconds in time and then let that A release, and nobody's going to be near him on man coverage. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. So go ahead and look at that wide receiver. See, he does the cut up. We're going to be able to bolt that ball to him for the easy catch, and a lot of times run after the catch if you can time it right. Now the second option here, what we're going to do is we do the same exact thing. We're going to put the X on the drag, the B on the streak, the running back block, and we're going to go ahead and press these guys here. You're going to go and try to buy some time, and you want to hit it to the A receiver. That usually only happens when the Y doesn't get that nice sharp turn up the field like you want him to, and most of the time he is, but sometimes, like, you know, if he gets bumped by the X or whatever the case may be, and you don't want to throw it because the guy's close, then you want to throw it to the A receiver. So let's go ahead and take a look at this now. So all we're looking to do here is buy some time in the pocket, and as soon as you let that guy release, you're going to be able to throw this A receiver where nobody's near him. Let me go ahead and show it to you on instant replay so you can see kind of what I'm looking at here. So I want to show you from the top view exactly what we're looking at. Watch the tight end over here on the right hand side, 83. You're going to see everybody's going to be doing their routes, and what you're going to see here is that he's blocking. As soon as and then he's going to release. Look at the downfield. Everybody's downfield, so you're going to be able to get this ball really easily to that player and get that easy 15 to 20 yard gain by doing that delay route. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called the cross drag. It's going to be a lot of options on this play, and I'm going to show you 3 different ways to run it with 3 different players doing a similar motion. What I want to show you here is the first way we're going to do it is we're going to take this X receiver and we're going to motion him to the right, and we're going to hike the ball about 2 steps past the A receiver, which is the tight end on the right hand side. That's going to cause a lot of different splits. We're going to be able to hit the A, the B, or the Y receiver by doing so. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to use the Y in motion and then the B in motion to get very similar results, kind of keeping people off their balance, seeing who the ball is going to go to. So I'll press everybody up and I'm going to show you that the base way of doing it is starting with the X receiver. So let's go ahead and show it to you now. We're going to move this guy over, and what we're going to do is we're going to hike this about 2 yards past him. You're going to see that the A receiver is going to be the first guy you're going to be able to throw to on that drag route because he's going to be your first progression. So that's your first way of doing it. The second way of doing it is going to be able to hit this B receiver on the right hand side after you hike the ball. You can see that he's going to get inside leverage, and you're going to be able to throw it to him for the easy 8 to 10 yard gains as well. And the third way to do it with this X receiver, and make sure everybody's pressed so it's all pressed here, and we're going to hike it right here, and you're going to see that the Y is going to get the nice inside leverage and be able to get to him with that motion right there. So that's our base play. So now we're going to go ahead and show you the second way. We're going to use the Y receiver, but I put the ball on the left hash mark because it works best for this Y receiver to be able to do it from the left, to have more space, to give us an additional option. So what we're going to do here is you're going to be able to go, and when I go ahead and motion him to the right, you're going to have the Y as a possible threat. You're going to have the A and the B all as guys that you're going to be able to throw to, as well as the X when he does the crossover. So let's go ahead and show it to you here. We're going to move this guy over, and you're going to see we're going to hike it in the same spot. And you're going to see that on this Y route, he's going to be able to get this player to the sidelines the majority of the time. Sometimes, you know, he's going to, if you don't time the hike right, it's not going to work the same exact way. But you can see how that's going to be a nice, effective throw for you if you hike it in the right spot. And you'll be able to kind of beat the guy to the sidelines for the easy catch over there. So that's option number one. Now, option number two would be to go ahead and do the same thing we did before, where now we got the A and the B for you, and they're going to go ahead and watch it. They're going to kind of see where's that Y going. Now we're going to go the A back to the B, and you're going to be able to get that route pretty simply on that section. And then you can also go back to the A receiver like I was saying before, like we did earlier. Just press everybody up here and go ahead and hike the ball, and see as the A got the position, he didn't that time, so we're going there. So you're really just kind of reading your routes to see who's going to be able to be open. But obviously the first guy we want to look at is this Y receiver. If we're able to get him open over here on this, we want to throw it to him. That time I didn't like the splits on it, so I'm going to go that player. But you can see that's kind of the high-low read that you're going to be able to do with this Y receiver. So we're going to go ahead and show it to you there. And then if we can time it right again, you're going to see again that he's going to be able to throw it to that player for the easy catch. That's the Y receiver doing it. So now we're going to go ahead and show you how to use the B receiver. So let's go ahead and press everybody. And the B receiver is going to be very similar to the same thing as the Y. We're going to motion him over, and we're going to go hike it in the same spot, and now he's going to kind of do a speed out, and you're going to be able to get about 5 yards on that speed out. If you can catch it to where you can go ahead and get down the field, that's definitely going to be able to help you out. But watch what happens here. See right now who's guarding who, right? If you look at the B receiver, it's actually going to end up, when he motions over, the middle linebacker is going to be the one that covers him. So a lot of times if the middle linebacker is a user, that guy gets left alone. So you want to make sure that if you see that you want to make a catch and get up the field. So let's watch this again here. I'm going to move this guy over, and you're going to see now that the middle linebacker's got his responsibility. See how he's crossing there? And you're going to be able to throw it up the field and get up there depending if that guy can get there and realize that that's his man. So you have the same options as you would before. You know, you're just doing the same hike. And, you know, this time you want to go to the A. No, he's not open. We're going to go to the Y. You know, that's basically, you got so many different options left and right depending on who you want to attack, what the user's using. But I love the fact that you can use the speed out over here with this receiver to be able to go ahead. That time I didn't hike it right, but you can see, don't worry about it. You've got different options. That time I didn't hike it, so I was going to go ahead and throw it to the tight end. He wasn't open, so I end up throwing it to the Y receiver. But you can see how deadly this play could be against man press if you get the timing right, if you get everything right, throwing it right there, see if you can get the field up the field, and see how you got an easy 15 yards by doing it that way. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called the spot option. And what I like about this play is we're going to kind of make it simulate like the last play where it's going to kind of look like the cross drag at first, and then we're going to have that ability to throw it to the left-hand side to that corner route, kind of keeping your opponent a little bit uneasy about where the ball is going. So let's kind of show it to you here. And let's press up this defense just to make sure they're good here. And what I like to do is put the X on a drag, the B on a slant, and put the A on a streak. Okay, so what's going to look like here is with the two crossing routes with the X and the B, it's going to kind of simulate a little bit that it's going to be that cross drag where everybody's going to the right-hand side. But the idea of it is to throw it back to the left-hand side to the wide receiver. So what I kind of do is kind of like to drift about a step or two to the right, get everybody's eyes to go right, and throw it back left. So let's go ahead and look at it here. So kind of drift a little bit to the right here, and as soon as he's got that ability, I'm going to throw it back to the left-hand side, because everybody's going to look to the right, and then you're going to throw it back left. It's just going to kind of give your opponent that, you know, that idea of he thought he knew what was coming, but then he ended up not knowing what was coming on because of the way you're throwing it. So you're kind of just drifting a little bit to the right, and then you're going to throw it back to the left, and this way just gives them something else to worry about. So the second option to this play is to go ahead and hit the B on the slant. So what we're going to do here is set up the same way, the X on the drag, B on the slant, A on the streak. And what you're going to see is that the B receiver is going to get the inside position once he gets off of the press. A lot of times I'm not going to be able to bullet it to him because of the lack of separation. But if you go ahead and do a touch pass, it works. Sometimes if you have that, you know, you can do the bullet pass. But I'm just kind of reading where it is. I'll kind of show it to you here. See how he gets across. This time I'm going to be able to bullet it because of the fact that he's got the room. But a lot of times he's not going to have the room. I'm going to give a little bit more of a touch pass. And don't be afraid to do so. I'll show it one more time just in case we can kind of show you that touch pass this time. You know, here we go. And you can kind of throw that touch pass a little bit right there to the sidelines right there, and it's going to be just an easy throw for you all. So the next play we're going to be looking at is called the curl flat play. And we're going to go ahead and do that same motion we did with the cross drag to really be able to get this play open. So I want to go ahead and show you real quick. I'm going to go ahead and press everybody and know when this play works and when it's not going to work. It works great against dime defenses with 4 down linemen. Okay, right now we've got it queued up where we got 4 guys down, and you've got 3 DBs that are covering the left side and only 1 DB covering the right side. That is the way you're looking at it. So any type of dime that has that look, that's when you're going to go to this play. A quarters defense where there's 3 down linemen and there's going to be 5 DBs out there, it's not going to work because of the way that the motion works. I'm going to just show you the play and then kind of go from there. So what we're going to do here is put the Y on a drag, and then we're going to go ahead and move this B receiver over to the right hand side and hike it 2 steps past the tight end like we did before. And what you're going to see here is that the guy's going to come out across the field, and we're going to be able to hit that corner route over there on the right hand side for a good amount of yardage. Now what I wanted to show you and tell you beforehand why and when it's going to work, and the reason why here is you're basically got, and I'm going to go ahead and take defense here, all 3 DBs on the left-hand side, which is normal, right? When you have a 4th DB, the 4th DB is going to cover the tight end, and then the middle linebacker is going to cover the running back. But when you go ahead and you add more DBs, like in a quarter situation, you're not going to get the same splits that you're going to want, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to switch off with the 2 DBs on the right-hand side, and you're only going to be working the fact that you've got a corner route on an outside DB, and it's not going to work as effectively. But when you see this look, when it's only when they're running a lot of dime defense, you're going to be able to go ahead, move this all the way to the right hand side, hike it past those guys, see that the guy's got to trail him, and you're going to be able to hit that player really easy on the corner. Now we do have some built-in routes here to help you out just in case they go ahead and cover that manually. With the Y on the drag, you can always throw it to him afterwards. You know, say that guy is getting covered, you know, you can definitely hit the Y on the underneath route, and you got the 2, you know, blockers in front of you. Or if you're just looking to get a quick first down, what you can do is put the B on a flat. Make sure we press these guys, and as soon as we get this ball, we can kind of snap and throw to this B receiver as soon as he has the ball right here, and you can get up the field that way and get an easy type of yardages. Just if you need like a 3rd and 3 type situation, you can kind of run it that way. So this next play is going to be the last play of this video. It's going to be called verticals, and we're going to show you two different setups of how we're going to be able to beat man press. One is going to be one that we're going to be able to run it regular, then I'm going to show you the motioned play that we've been showing before and how we can use that to our advantage. So go ahead and press everybody up, and you're going to see that this B is no secret that beats man press on that hard cut to the inside. What we're going to do to go ahead and make sure that we have the ability to catch that in traffic, we're going to put the A in on a streak to drive off that strong safety, and we're going to put the X on a drag as a fail-safe route. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at three different routes. We're going to be able to see that the B is our primary receiver, that we're going to be able to hit him as soon as he cuts. We're going to be able to see if the X is a dump-off route, but ultimately RB is a better dump-off route than that delay route if we have the time. So let's go take a look at it now. So we're going to go ahead and look at that B first on his cut. We're going to be able to throw it to him right over there. For the easy catch, if you can go ahead and get the nice pass lead, get around the corner. Now the second way we're going to be able to look at this is looking at that RB receiver, like we mentioned before, putting everybody in the same route combinations, and just on the delay route be able to hit him. So what we're going to see here is that he's going to be a delay. Then you're going to be able to throw it to him with nobody there, do a couple juke moves, and do what you got to do to get up the field. But you can see how that delay route's going to be able to suck everybody in and be able to give you a nice opportunity to do a dump off pass to him. So let's try it one more time here. Let's watch him as he gets delay, and even if the player is there, you're going to be able to get around him because it's got that nice rigid route that you're going to be able to beat that man one-on-one. Now the second setup is something I like to do on the left-hand side of the field because you're going to have more room to work with, and it's going to be very similar to what we just showed you when we put the X on a drag, the A on a streak. Let's go ahead and press these guys up. Instead of leaving the B where he is, we're going to motion snap him 2 steps to the right of the tight end like we were showing you before, and you're going to see that he's going to be able to do this break to the outside and be able to get you this ball on the sidelines because he's going to be able to beat that player to the outside. So I'll show it to you one more time. You're going to have the same second combination with the RB running back if you wait for the delay on this, but the obvious, if you have the ability to hit it to this guy, you're going to be able to throw it to him, watch him do his break, and as soon as you time it right there, you can kind of get that play for an easy 20 to 25 yard game. So guys, that was video number 6 of the man press beating series out of the Saints Playbook. We're going to come back with the shotgun portion of this momentarily as we come back and work on those for you. Please keep an eye out for those. Hit a like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend, let us know what you think. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.